Welcome back to the Harbinger podcast. Today we are joined by Dalton West Flooring, a family business that has grown from a small shop in LaGrange to 4 thriving locations. They have been a partner with us for over 7 years now and are just truly some amazing people. This episode was not only entertaining, but full of some valuable wisdom, and I'm excited for you to hear it. The first place I want to start is with the story. Where did Dalton West Flooring begin? What's the history? Take us back.
Well, my dad went to work for a guy in LaGrange, Richardson floor covering, probably 1960. He was in high school. He worked after school for him. And then he started installing floors for him. And by the time he graduated from high school, he went to work for him full time, was installing floors. And when my dad was probably 21, he brought him inside, and he was a salesman inside the store. Back in the days of the ties, I have pictures of him. It's in some of our stores. Little guy with a line of people, about 12 that worked there. All of them are in ties and dressed very nicely. But he left there, and he had some guys from Columbus that were carpet manufacturers, owned carpet manufacturing plants, that talked him into coming. They opened a place in LaGrange to manufacture carpet, and they were going to have a mill store. So they wanted him to run their mill store. He was 22 years old. I still have the ribbon cutting picture of him and the 2 guys that owned the business. And so he ran their mill store, retail flooring store, mainly carpet. So a year later, the mill went out of business. So my dad didn't have a job. So one of the owners came to him and said, Gerald, if you want to, you can take the customer files you have, the invoices, the displays, put more carpet in them, and open your own store. And he really never even thought about doing that. He's 22 years old.
So these were his previous bosses.
These were his previous owners of the manufacturing plant that he ran the store for. So he did. He opened a place in a real small area in town, a bad area now, but and he called it Kemp's House of Carpets. And it was probably about
Kemp's House of Carpets,
2,000 square foot shotgun building. And the good thing is he opened by an appliance store, which brought people to that area anyway. And it was kind of a place you younger kids don't even know it's called. It was called Skeeter Flats at the time. And it's kind of over near the stadium in LaGrange. You know where the stadium is? But if you go past the stadium back up to like Miller Street and the mill area, which is a really bad area now. But anyway, so he started there. He grew a little bit. There was a warehouse across the road, probably 3,000 square feet total. And he moved into there, had a little bigger showroom and a small warehouse. A few years later, I was in the 7th grade.
So what were your earliest memories? Do you remember?
I remember it all. I really do. I remember barely going to the first place he had.
Okay.
And it was probably 70. I was probably 6 or 7 years old and jumping on all the carpet where they were manufacturing. They had hundreds of rolls in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So just playing out there. I don't remember much other than that. And I do remember the cigarette smoke in the office. I mean, back then people smoked.
Yeah, everyone.
There was an ashtray. If we were in 1970, there'd be an ashtray right here.
Yeah.
Probably some smoke going up. But and people didn't worry about it. But that's one of the craziest things I remember is how in our first showrooms, people would come in there smoking. There'd be a lady with a newborn baby over here in a stroller. There'd be 6 guys at the round table there smoking cigarettes. And now that'd be unheard of. But anyway.
What were they smoking?
They were smoking cigarettes.
What kind of cigarettes?
I have no idea. I can tell you what kind my dad smoked because I was stealing them from him.
Oh, yeah? Let's hear that story.
Vantage 100s is what he smoked.
Vantage 100s. I've never heard of that.
Anyway, so that's the story up until then. And then um, he, he was like my brothers, not me. He was very likable, so people kind of drew to him. Um, and he was hardworking. He never had anything. So anything he had was a positive move.
Mm.
So he had me when he was 18 years old. My mother was 19.
Wow.
And just worked really hard.
So you're the oldest of the three sons?
I'm the oldest of the three. And I went to Georgia, fast forward to college. I went to Georgia and never even thought about getting in the floor covering business. So,
Did you in high school, did you work in the business?
Well, I did when I had to.
Yeah.
But, I worked at several other places that
Yeah.
were more seasonal.
Yeah.
I wanted to be outside in the summer, so taught swimming lessons. And so I went to college, and I got out of college and went to work for CNS Bank at the time. I think it's Bank of America now.
Mhm.
And after about 2 years, about 18 months, I saw the banking industry wasn't for me. I mean, it was no money, a lot of work, but, good benefits. So I went to my dad and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to work with you." And he said, "What are you gonna do?" And I said, "I don't know," but I was living in his house, the house he had. Um, the vehicle I was driving was paid for, so I don't need much money. But um, so he said, "Well, we could open like a remnant and carpet tile stores. In LaGrange, there's 2 carpet tile manufacturers, so we
Mm.
buy a lot of their off goods, a lot of their specials from the plant, and just it was like a flea market. Is the place I helped open,
Mm.
and so my dad brought in a partner for that business, and a guy that I still respect. He's not in our business at all anymore, but taught me a lot. But um, I wanted to grow the business. My dad never really thought about growing. But I can remember talking to my dad's partner one day, and he was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Why, you're never gonna make any money in the carpet business." Not that I have, but and I told him, I said, "No, I'm gonna grow this thing." And he was like, "You need to find something else to do."
Mm.
And I told him, I said, we're gonna do fine." I said, "We can grow." And so that's been kind of my drive all these years is to.
He told you couldn't do it?
Yeah, well, he just looked at me like I was an idiot,
Mm.
And everybody buys flooring.
Yeah. I relate with you on that. I was told early on in high school, "No one's ever gonna pay you to build a website." That was motivating.
Most people say, "What's a website?" But anyway, we we ended up closing the 2 stores,
Mm.
um, and making one bigger store
First one in LaGrange, right?
in LaGrange.
Backing up a second, what made you believe that it could work? Like, where did that drive or that belief come from?
Um,
Had you seen it worked elsewhere? I mean, did you have a mentor or, like, why did you believe it?
I really don't know. I just thought, I mean, yeah, they were bigger stores. We had a our competition in LaGrange at the time was the Mill Store, and they had a great business model, probably one of the best in the Southeast. It was at that time a third generation
Mm.
store. They only had one location. Later on, they opened another one, but they I saw what they were doing,
Mm.
and they were doing a good job of it. They sold better goods. They took care of the more affluent crowd in our town.
Mm.
Um, I won't ever forget a lady. I was selling her a remnant for a rental house back in those days, and she said something about our competition, and I'm like, "Well, why did you buy from them? I thought we were friends." And she said, "Oh, y'all do all of our rental property, but not
Mm.
our personal stuff."
Oh, wow.
So that was motivation.
Yeah.
But but here we are today. My brother actually came to Noonan for 2 years. We decided to open a store in Noonan. Our choices at the time were Noonan or Roanoke, Alabama.
Mm.
Noonan was a little bigger than Roanoke at the time, but
Not much.
Not much. I mean, so thank God, really, that he led us to Noonan, because Roanoke, Alabama is not much bigger than it was
Mm-hmm.
30 years ago. And look at Noonan.
Yeah.
And it was mainly timing in Noonan. We got to the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So Noonan took off, and we luckily we were the first carpet store in town.
Mm.
So I think people started doing business with us because there was nobody to do but us, or go to LaGrange. At the time, LaGrange was doing a lot more in Noonan
Wow.
than anywhere else around.
Wow.
I mean, as far as, we didn't have a Peachtree City then, so you'd have to go to South Atlanta, maybe Jonesboro then back in the day, to get floor covered. So, so we were just in the right spot at the right time.
So when did your brothers come back into the business?
Well, Jeff, my middle brother, he's 2 years younger than me. He actually started the store here.
Okay.
But he started with my dad. He went to college for about 6 months and came back home and went to work for my dad. So he's been working for my dad since probably 1980. And he still works with us. He runs our LaGrange store, and our first store. And Brent works with him, my younger brother, in LaGrange. But Brent came to Noonan. We opened a store in Peachtree City with my brother-in-law started, Jerry Willis, and did a great job. And here again, we were just a product of the growth. We were lucky enough to open a store in West Park Walk. You don't know where that is? At the
Peachtree City?
Yeah. At the crossroads up here.
It's like across from the avenue.
5474?
Like,
Yeah, across from the avenue.
Gotcha.
And that was only no retail space around there then.
Mm.
And there was a paint and wallpaper store there. And Tuesday mornings. And of course, in other words, we were where people were coming anyway. We didn't realize it at the time, but that helped our business because people were there anyway. We wasn't a destination.
Yeah.
So that was a home run. That store started really growing, so we built another store here in Peachtree City, and that's where Cassidy is.
Mhm.
She's a salesperson, not a manager. No.
I'm not.
She don't want to be a manager. But anyway, so that's kind of where we are.
Yeah.
But,
well, you just described what, 3 generations? Is there 4 generations? 3 generations. So I mean, that's pretty unheard of. It's very rare that a business even makes it to 3 generations, and especially that you even want to be there. Like honestly, like lots of times we talk to second generations, and if their parents didn't scare them off from even wanting to be in the business at all, certainly by the 3rd generation. So how have you made that work? I'm curious to hear both of your perspectives.
Well, here's why I think they're here.
Yeah.
Honestly, most floor covering companies, a lot of them do, but a lot of floor covering companies, the people that are selling, the people that are there, were installers, which is fine. They make a lot of money installing, but they don't know the business side. They don't have not that you need it anymore, but most of our kids all have college educations. Some of them don't, but they could have. You get good, smart young kids in there, and you got to pay them. I mean, Cassidy can tell you right now, she wouldn't be here if she wasn't making money.
That's fair.
She worked for a
That's
manufacturer. I mean, she's really money driven, which is good, and taking care of the customer.
You
But
sound awful.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being
well, it
money
is.
driven.
But if you can't pay the people that work for you a very competitive rate, good benefits, great vacation package. Oh, we don't have a vacation package anymore. They take off when they want to. But good benefits, then you can compete with the people that are doing that in other industries, in other businesses. So I think that's, and we do have a very close group. All of us are friends and family. We've tended to hire a lot of our friends' kids, and they work for us. Or work with us. But they're the next generation that's going to be pushing it through, because right now, if you came into my business and bought floor cover, and I'd have to give the paperwork to her to enter it.
Oh yeah.
Figure it out. They don't want me to learn.
They've locked you out?
They really
He
have.
likes it. Yeah, don't look at it too much.
Yeah, I get that. Why you want to know how to do that? I'm like, because I need to know. No, you don't. We'll do it.
Oh,
No, well, I'm gonna harp on that because I'm not completely money driven. I do like money.
yeah.
That
No,
is
no,
not
I'm
why.
glad she's here. I love her to death. But I do think,
I'll be honest. You never tried to get me in the company. I had to beg him to work for him.
Really?
Yes, yes. I never went to the store. He never asked me to help on a weekday. He didn't really like want us in the flooring. You didn't act like you did, or he wanted us to come by ourselves. He never
Yeah.
pressured us, any of my siblings.
Hmm.
So I went to college, totally different career path,
What
and
was the career path?
occupational therapy,
Okay.
which turns out needs a lot more school after school.
Yeah.
So I remember calling him being like, I am so sick of school and I don't know what to do. What should I do? And it was not, hey, come down and work for me. He was like, I'll find you a job. And he knows I can talk my head off. So he was like, I'm going to get you a salesperson job. Again, not with him.
Mm.
So I went and worked for Mohawk for about a year in
Wow.
Florida.
which is a manufacturer.
Was that strategic?
Yeah, learned a
that-
lot
was
more
that
about
intentional?
flooring. Yeah, so learned the
Second
ins
sibling.
and outs, and then I came back, and I mean, really, I sat him down at a coffee shop and was like, I don't even know how to approach this, but like, I want to work for you
Well,
if you'll take me. And he was like,
well, she's
okay, I didn't want ever to pressure you or anything, but yeah, you're behind your cousins and you need to get there. But he never pressured me, and now I work for my dad, and he's laid back, and
one of the hardest thing I ever did is when she left Noonan.
no.
I mean, I love my kids working.
I worked
with
in
me every day.
Noonan first,
So-
and then I went to the Peachtree City store.
Yeah, so she moved to Peachtree City, broke my heart. Cody, which was a manager, her cousin, begged me to send her over there. He said, we need to,
Salesperson.
we need to our culture to move in one direction,
Mm.
and I think it would serve the store and all the people that work there right if Cassidy came to Noonan, Peachtree City. I think she could make a little more money and bing.
I was like, see ya.
But
No.
anyway, it's a wonderful thing having your kids work for her. I never really thought she wanted to. I always thought she would want to teach and coach, just like one of my other sons who went to work for us. But I don't know. I guess you just don't. You don't see your kid. Everybody wants their kids to have it better than they did.
Yeah.
And I thought, especially from Mohawk, I knew a lot of people in Mohawk, and I thought there was more opportunity there long term. But what we're finding out now, though, is really there's not. There's a lot more to it than I was thinking. I was looking at the wrapping, not the inside. But a lot of my friends think about manufacturers. You're making a bunch of money doing a job, and they've got somebody that can do the same job or less. You're gone.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen in the last 10 years in a lot of our manufacturers. So I'm glad they're here. But anyway, I'll hush.
A question for you. Did you actually not intentionally have a plan or to
think you
want your
did.
kids to get involved? I'm just curious.
No, but they never talked about it.
Yeah.
And they've never said, I want to go to work for Dad. Now, the one I thought never would is at Coastal Carolina now. He's an actor guy. Can you say?
He's the only one, which
And
is
he's like-
is the outball. Like we
he
didn't see
the
him
last thing
wanting
he
to do
was-
it. Now he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come work for you guys.
And I was like, what?
I think we've all made it look really good now.
Oh, really? Yeah. Y'all paved the way.
We've paved the way.
Yeah, but
It
he's-
is fun to work for us. I have friends all the time ask me like, do y'all have a job open?
Hmm.
And that's just because we have fun, and
Wow.
Y'all do
You
have
know.
fun.
Y'all do have
we
fun.
have each other's backs. Like even like the managers will like dad, the owners and stuff. Like we're just all helping each other out. Like if hey, I need to go do something, one of them steps in and sells for the day. Where you don't have that at like a big company.
Yeah.
It's like your job's your job. No one else is gonna do it or help you out, and it's like everybody's on board to where we're flexible. And I mean,
But
it's
we have-
very people look at it and they're shocked by what
Mm.
kind of the structure we've put into place that's realistic and making
I
money.
do think they take too much time off.
I knew he was gonna say.
But and so does my dad. My dad can't believe it. But they don't even let us know when they're going. I got it worked out. We got it worked out over there, But we do have a rule. If your kids are doing something at school, you go.
Hmm.
If you're sick, you stay home. In other words, we kind of live by the do right rule to a certain extent. And do we get run over by that sometimes? Yeah.
Hmm.
But I do think it makes people want to come to work every day if they know they have the flexibility to do what they need to do,
Yeah.
and we'll take up the slack. So
Why
pat
why
myself
why
on
did
the
you
back.
build the culture that way?
It just evolved.
Yeah.
Um,
Did it come from do you feel like that came from your dad, or is that more come from
it
you?
did. My daddy's really easy.
Hmm.
He's the best man in the world.
Yeah.
Besides Jesus Christ, he's the best man that ever walked on the face of the earth. I say that all the time. It's the truth.
Wow.
But he's he's so supportive, and it makes you. If we don't do the right thing, it disappoints us, and that we've disappointed him. But he is more of a clock puncher. You know what that means?
Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
would not like our
That
time
means
off.
like, you get 2 weeks of vacation a year. But he would say you get 2 weeks vacation a year, and we get 2 weeks, and I would say, Dad, I really want to go here, and I said, okay, you just go, son. He's a guy you play golf with, and he's like, just drop your another ball and hit it. And I'm like, Dad, try to keep my score.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just another. So in other words, he's supportive
Yeah.
to a fault sometimes, but I guess what did you have? What was the question? Why they like to work for us?
No, yeah. No, basically, why is the culture the way it is? Because lots of
don't know.
cultures are not that way. So
Well, I guess I'm easy too.
Well, I think y'all have established a culture where, again, it's not that like everyone plays every role. And so when someone's out, you can fill it and you can do it. And, no one's better than anyone. So everyone can really handle it. And because of that, when you take off, you have 6 other people at the store who can pick up the slack. And as long as no one abuses it, because again, we didn't
We-
hire people with that mindset. And so everyone works hard. It's
We've hired though,
legit
people that
reasons
didn't
to not
work.
be there, and then
Mhm.
vacationing's just a bonus that after a we also do a lot, so
Yeah, put it on the company
it's
card.
rewarded.
I'm joking.
How do you manage those relationships, but also like holding people accountable? Because I'm sure there's that tension. Like, yeah, we want to be friends and family, but we also
Yeah.
want to make sure that we're profitable and that the company's good and we're taking care of our clients. So, how do you manage that?
But I think honest to God, we've been lucky. But we try to hire people that are exceptional at that, really. You know what I mean? We've been lucky to get the people we have. But like we have a guy named Buzz Jeter that runs our whole business. He was a high school friend.
Mhm.
And he's 2 years older than me. And grew up with him in LaGrange, he and his brother. And he owned a hardware store in Hogansville. Kind of guy that, worked 3 jobs in high school, got out, bought him a store, had a partner, working himself to death. He wasn't making any money. Sold out to his partner. Just a great guy. He calls me and says, do you know anybody looking for any help? I just sold my business. My wheels started turning. So I called my dad and I said, Dad, Buzz Jeter is without a job. I said, he sold his business. He said he called me and wanted to know if I knew anybody that was hiring. He said, you didn't give him a job? And I said, well, you want me to? He said, yeah. He said, call him back. Tell him we want him to come to work with us. And I said, what do you want me to pay him? He said, ask him. He said, because he's going to tell you less than he needs. That's kind of guy he is, really.
Mm.
And he did. And he went to work with us. And he is probably one of the hardest working people that I've ever met. And he's a clock puncher.
Yeah.
It really bothers him when they don't
Overworks.
punch a clock. But he took an interest in our business ownership that he don't really have. But if they didn't know we owned the store, you would think he owned the store.
Mm.
First one there, last one to leave.
Wow.
Just incredible guy, family guy, Christian guy. And he's been a great example to me over the years.
Mm.
But here again, just good people. I mean, we have hired several people that really didn't fit in with our crowd, and not to say our crowd is great. I'm just saying they didn't fit in. And and it's been tough letting them go. But we hadn't had many people to quit. We had one guy, and I love him to death. And this is funny. You talked about rules. We had sick days. We got to the end of the year one time, and one year, and he came to me and said, "What you gonna? I got 8 sick days. You gonna pay me for them?" And I'm like, "Are you sick?" And he said, "No, but I got 8
You didn't use them.
sick days. I got 8 days left. I'm gonna take the rest of the year off unless you pay me for those sick days." Guess what? We don't have sick days anymore.
Really?
Because dang, if we're gonna pay you for being out, pay you for working when, and I know that's in the manufacturing plants, that's what you do.
Hmm.
But
Legally.
we pay people for over a year, been out of work a year, paid them every week.
Wow.
But this guy wanted pay 8 days for sick days, so we do have to change our rules sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
but I don't know where
We have a
it
soft
came.
rule book.
Yeah, it's a soft rule
It's a
book.
soft rule book. As we grow, we need to get better on that. But right now, we're still lucky to have 4 stores and able to run them all 4 in a small business modeled way. But that's only because of the people that we've hired.
High degrees of trust with all of them.
Excuse me?
A lot of trust.
Yeah,
with all of
exactly.
them,
Yeah, we do.
Hmm.
Yeah, to a fault.
What has the growth story been for the company in terms of like how much growth have you seen in revenue from where you started to where you guys are now?
When I started with my dad when he was on Miller Street, Kemp's House of Carpets, we had 2 crews that worked. 2 people, 2 different sets of crews, 2 different guys that went out. Now, every day,
Installed.
you do installs. Now we have probably 30
30 about
a day.
Wow.
Actively 20. We got about 23
20,
crews.
yeah.
Some of them can do more than 1 job a day.
Wow.
So that's big. I remember one time when I was in the warehouse selling business early on, my dad's partner went to California to see a relative that worked for a floor covering store. He came back and he said, they have 10 crews. And I was like, God, how would anybody work 10
What?
crews? And the way I answer that now is systems in place.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get 10 crews out in the morning? Was my thought then. But now you don't even have to talk to the crews, of course. It's now where they can go online and get their paperwork for the next day.
Hmm.
The warehouse comes in, they have it ready to load, and they're gone. We don't even talk to them unless we need to.
Yeah.
And we do need to. Getting to another subject we talked about earlier. Most of our crews that work for us are kind of our buddies, and that comes to a fault too. And we've been through lending money, people taking advantage of us. But most crews, when they come in to a store or a warehouse in the morning to load up their jobs, they're not allowed to come up front. And I didn't know this. I thought everybody was like we were. And years ago, some guy said, "Man, I can't believe you allow installers in the kitchen in the morning getting coffee and y'all speaking and stuff." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I never worked at a place where I felt like the people I worked for were friends, and I could talk to them about stuff, and they respected me, I respected them."
Hmm.
But so with that being said, I think we keep the people that work with us or do our installs a lot longer than most people would.
Hmm.
Especially we've had an influx of Hispanic crews in the last 5 years, and they've been a godsend.
They've been
But
great,
anyway,
but
they're
when you hear
great,
their
man. They have their
stories of other
business, they have their
stores,
stuff
it's
going on.
like what we pay, how we treat them, how we, are we keep them booked every single day, so they aren't having to. They're all subcontractors, so
Yeah.
they can go anywhere.
Yeah.
So we're not tying them down to our company, but they show up every day to our company and basically feel like an employee because
Hmm.
they're not going around and doing a store for down the road and here and there.
Yeah.
They send us pictures of their kid playing.
Wow.
In other words, we just
It's not usual in our business
To
to
have a
have installers
relationship.
like that. Most work for multiple people. when they don't have a job, go to Home Depot down the road and grab it. And, ours are like, we pay them enough to where they can take 2 days of the week off if we don't have them some. They're our installers. That's,
A lot of store owners beat them up on
Yeah.
anytime they can
But it's been great. 'cause
not pay them what they deserve, or if there's any.
We have people drive from Atlanta down to do our installs. And, I mean, all over. Half of them aren't even local.
Most of them from Atlanta.
Because they just heard we pay that well.
Wow.
So that's been
It's
been great because our labor is
pay
really
them.
why we get so much business.
So, you talked about both with the family and your employees and now your contractors, this idea that you're treating them essentially like friends. You're treating them with respect and dignity. What caused that for you guys? Like, why is it that Dalton West Flooring does that? Because a lot of companies don't.
I think it's human nature.
How's that say?
I mean, really, my dad's like that.
Yeah.
My dad, more
think
so
there's
we do.
like
He
a-
likes helping people. I mean, he always tries to find that guy that's trying to get over the hump because of an addiction or anything else. And he has 2 or 3 that he always just trying to help out, taking to church. But I think he instilled in us really just to be nice to people and they'll be nice to you back. We talked earlier. It's hard to be to steal or cheat or argue with somebody that you're more on a friendly basis than you are a strictly work related basis.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm curious.
I feel like I'm pumping us up.
No, that's
Well,
really
don't
likes his
tear us
company.
down.
y'all are great. Y'all are great. Y'all
Yeah, we're
deserve to be
great.
pumped up a little bit.
We have our faults.
I'm curious from your perspective when you're growing up, your dad's a business owner and
Yeah.
what was
She
that
never sold
like?
me a
What
lot.
what is it? What?
She never sold me a lot.
Oh yeah?
He wasn't around. No, just kidding. No, yeah, it was cool. I mean, Dad's always been, like I said, he's never, like, he was the boss at his company, but
Was?
he
Was.
is the boss, but I didn't feel like he was like everybody there. Like I said, it's always just been very like family oriented. Half the people that worked there I thought were related to me for years. And then they'd be like, that's not really your uncle. That's not your cousin. I'd be
You
like,
just called him
we
uncle.
just call him that. So I think it's always been like that. I think the challenge is to keep it going like that as we come in because technology changes things a lot. So we're having to kind of like we talked about be a little less transactional and more relationship, which is what they excelled at. But they humble us and bring us back to earth on that sense. But we're also bring them to earth with staying present and I guess that's how we're
Maintain the
growing is
relationship.
technology. And we balance each other really well. But
Yeah.
like I said, I loved growing up with him. He was at every soccer, again, just because he could leave the store and things like that. I felt like we went to a soccer tournament every weekend and he was at every soccer game and he didn't miss a beat.
So I want to ask about that because I'd say a lot of our audience, the people we work with, they're entrepreneurs, they're growing their business, and they really, I would say in general, a common struggle is maintaining a balance of life and making time for your family, for your body, for your soul, for your friends. So how did you manage that? I mean, because the business is growing quite a bit. You said from 2 crews to 30 crews. How did you do that and manage your life well?
Well, I had people working for us better than me. I mean, I could leave. I said, Buzz worked me out of a job.
Really?
On. Oh, yeah.
He did.
I mean,
He
I had
does his
like-
job too.
I had all these builders I was taking care of, and he came in and he said, "Let me help you do that." And basically just took them over.
Wow.
Lichty Construction, Lichty Brothers, and huge. They don't talk to me anymore, and that's the good and bad in our business. Now, Buzz has a hard time letting go. Meaning, if anybody, one of my great friends comes in, I'm going to wait on them, but I'm going to hook her. We're going to have Cassidy or Nolan or Cody or Cole or Nolan and walk it through with me. And at some point, they're going to take it. Now, I'll keep up with it. But Buzz he's a strong, deep personality. He should have been a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he just wants it all. And he still writes up as much business as just about anybody. I mean, probably 60% of what you guys write up in a month. Plus, he takes care of all the problems, all the installer problems. And if I need to get involved, he'll let me know.
Wow.
Well, and I think also like we do things being again smaller business that like we close at 5, and every customer will be like, "Why do you not stay open later?" And it's like because we love running a business and we love making money, but we have kids and families to get home to. So that we take off holidays, which we get a lot. Why are we not having a Labor Day sale? And that is probably losing money
Wow.
as a business standpoint. But again, a sacrifice we make so people can go on vacation with their family and come back. So we try to, again, as we grow, still stay small. And that might not be financially the smartest decision, but again, it keeps good people. It makes people want to work for us. It's no one's sitting on a holiday at the store, not with their family kind of thing. So we're very good about I
Wow.
think just honoring the family side of it, even if that means losing a little bit of money as a company, which I
That's
think is
incredible.
important. Yeah.
That really is. It reminds me of Chick-fil-A being
Yeah.
closed on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, loses a lot
There's
of
a lot of
money, but
business,
it's
but they
it's
make
good.
more than any
Yeah.
other fast food restaurant the
I-
6 days they are open.
Yeah. So I think it's
And a
good.
big thing too is our competition. If we had somebody in Newnan that was similar to us, staying open to 7 o'clock at night, it would hurt a lot more than.
We do in Peachtree City.
Ooh, wow.
We might be open an extra hour.
And we've tried other stuff. We've tried like having a couple of people coming in and say at 10 or 11 o'clock, staying open to 7.
Mm.
We did that in Peachtree City for a while, and we had nobody in
No.
after 6, especially.
Mm.
Or you have somebody come in at 6:45 and we closed at 7, and want to be there till 8. So that didn't work out. But I think like in Metro Atlanta, the demands that you are open more.
Yeah.
In different markets. But
Yeah.
who stays open? Cut this.
Not
Express
speaking
it?
any name. I think like they all stay open. They all stay open till 6.
Well, my dad always stayed open till 6. And talking about growing up, he didn't get to come to a lot of my stuff.
Mm.
Now, he didn't work, but he didn't open on Saturdays. And it was off half a day Wednesday.
Mm.
So that don't leave a lot of work time.
Yeah.
But he was there during those times. Or if he wasn't, I can't remember. He would get like one of his installers to come in, and if I had a ball game or something like in high school, an hour or so earlier than they normally close, so he could get out and go to the games. But we've been really blessed to have the crews where if anybody has any kids going on, anything going on with your children, or somebody sick in your family, then do what you need to do.
That's awesome.
And I think God repays people. I mean,
Yeah.
it pays dividends.
Yeah.
There's no way we're doing what the success we've had not attributed to a lot of stuff we've done. I mean, God's taking care of us.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
But
When you think about the role that your faith plays in your business, like how does it impact the way that you do things, like from day to day, and how does it let you look at your business differently?
well, I do think I've always felt like my dad has. I think the need to, if you're successful or if your business is successful, help. In other words, um, and we've had families that, like I said, that maybe an employee was out for a year with a brain tumor, and that happened. Couldn't get out of bed, and we pay them. We still pay 3 ladies that don't work for us anymore. They're older, they're elderly, and they struggle. So pay them. And we don't pay them $80,000 a year.
Yeah.
They're killing it.
But anyway,
anything,
just
that's
stuff
still
like that.
amazing.
I mean, it pays. I mean, I really don't want to. I really
No,
don't
I
want to
think
go out and bragging about what we do and all that stuff. But I do think that we would be remiss if we didn't try to do more. I mean, and hire people with common value system. And we've had some that don't, and I think that's called
Well,
discrimination. When you,
I think too, like from what we've learned from them, but also through faith and just growing up and them taking us to church, but even everybody at the store, like it kind of is like a moral compass in a way of like how we treat a customer. We're never gonna be, you know, we're not going to sleep good at night if we do the wrong thing, or again, it's just kind of like it's a foundation that, again, we're family oriented. So majority of us are family. So, we all just have the same morals and concepts of what are going to make us sleep good at night.
Yeah,
So
like we don't.
as a business aspect, we don't try to get an extra dollar by doing the wrong thing. And that's just, again, attributed to our beliefs and morals.
We want your
but-
dollar now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we're not going to give it to you, but we're not going to
Like,
take an extra.
We try to have a general sense of,
Doing the right thing.
an image like, whether it be bad or good. On my desk, I have a Bible. And the main reason I have that Bible there, Willis asked me when he came, why do you have a Bible on your desk? You don't ever read it. And I'm like, you know why I have that Bible on my desk? Because if a salesman comes in here, a lot of the floor covering guys, I mean, and not that we're saints, don't get me wrong. I mean, but if I have that Bible on my desk, he's not going to tell me a dirty joke or, something that I just don't want to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not squeaky clean, baby. You know that. But it just sets a precedent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had Willis tell me one time when he was like 12 years old, he said, and that's one reason I do. We have literature when you come in, self-help literature, Christian literature that you can get. And we have people that come by the store just to get a magazine every once. But he said, so-and-so's daddy talks different when he's not around you. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, he says words that he don't say when you're around. And I've always taken that as a compliment because, he just knew I didn't. And here again, I'm not flying the flag.
Yeah, weird.
I'm just saying I try to set things up to help myself and put out signs because, nobody wants to hear some of the guys, some of it's crude. And if you put that in your office, people just, you don't even go there.
I know where you stand.
Kind of weird. But
It's
anyway.
really cool to hear your story and like how your business impacts people's lives. I know you probably heard our mission statement at one point or another, but we say that our mission is to be a catalyst for growth because we believe that thriving businesses foster thriving individuals. I mean, if we can help a business grow, it impacts people's lives.
Yeah.
So it's really encouraging for me to hear that the growth you've experienced and your business, you look at it as a way to bless others.
Yeah.
And I do think more business owners should be encouraged to think about it that way. And I think that hearing your story is encouraging to constantly be reminded, like, hey, I'm here in this situation for a reason.
Yeah.
When we are, speaking of growing, we are trying to put all of our stores together so they can be more cookie cutters, like a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
We opened a store in Carrollton. I told them if they want to proceed and make money next 10 years, we're going to have more locations.
More people to feed.
More people to feed, more money to make. And so in other words, my struggle is learning to do, like we're doing away with paper. And, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we know about that.
It's really hurting.
But
when we first started talking to you, I think that was y'all love paper advertising. I think that's about all y'all did.
no, what I'm talking about,
I'm in
physical
between.
paper,
Oh,
like
yeah?
invoices.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about
I've
like
got
we're doing everything on the computer now.
Pending.
And just in little folders
Well,
on
it
your
goes
desk.
from one folder to the next
Oh,
in the
wow.
office.
They literally wrote everything, so that's been a challenge to.
So now,
It's all in the cloud.
Well, so as we grow, we can just all look in one
My
spot,
boss said,
not
he said,
have
"You
to
know
go
what,
through
file those
someone's
down."
filing in their desk, and who knows.
But anyway, that's what our struggle right now is, to get a system that anybody can show up and run if they know our system. It runs the same, like LaGrange has been a separate corporation, our LaGrange store, Kemp's Carpet, and we actually dissolved Kemp's Carpet and moved them into the Kemp's Dalton West Flooring over the last year, and they are way behind.
Yeah.
So we're struggling with getting that put up, but I mean that all put together. You have to physically be there to get your installers out on every job.
Oh, wow.
Which is tough because it's hard for them to go on vacation. But that was one of their main priorities, to get that happening so they could go.
Yeah. How has the new generation changed things? I'm curious from your perspective, like what all have you seen changed over the years?
Again, it's more of just like a generational thing where technology is something we've grown up with and understand on a deeper scale than they do. And so half of our struggle the past year or two has been teaching them again, there's more oldies than there is newbies to the business, but the newbies understand that if we're going to go the direction they want to go, we have to do these things. So we're complementing each other well, but
Mm,
they are I mean, there's some frustrations on the older generation jumping on to what we can do because it's not physically in front of them. It is maybe on a screen or a couple clicks away or just there's
IMS
a
system.
but that's also been a way of them transferring some of the responsibilities over to us, even if they weren't
ready.
ready for maybe that was our goal, but it's been a good learning curve because you do see them trying to understand and learn, but they're also at the point where, again, they trusted us with, "Hey, you just handle that or do that," and so it's allowing a little bit of a transfer that maybe would have been tougher to do previously, but
Oh, we couldn't have done it.
and so it's a
Mm.
kind of I don't know if they would have grown without us, but also I don't know if we would have been successful without them. So it's kind of I mean, we
That's
really
wisdom in
complement each
that.
other so
Yeah,
well.
you need each other.
Yeah, it's been eye opening to see that portion of it because, like I said, we'll sit around a table, we have a family meeting, and watching one generation humble another is when one of them gets carried away in maybe a direction that isn't centered.
So
It's
here's
wild.
here's what I want from both of you. I want you to give advice to another business owner that has a
Yeah.
family business.
Okay.
What advice would you give to the older generation that they
Oh yeah.
should they should pay attention to? And what advice would you give to the younger generation? Because there's a lot of multi-generational family
I'll say
businesses
mine.
out
I
there.
think one of the biggest things I would say to them would be to trust the younger generation and what they know, and be there not to rub it in their face when they don't know. And I would say y'all have done that well. But that is like huge for us to know when we fail, we can go to them, but also they listen when we succeed. So I think we play well in that and is why we've been successful.
Mm.
So,
Hmm.
but I like that.
What's the question
So what
again?
would your advice be to the younger generation
The younger generation?
in a
Yeah, like
family business that's kind of going through this?
Um, to the younger generation, it would be to take it easy on us old people. Um, we don't mean to frustrate you, but we know we do. Um, and just keep hiring good people. Try to be competitive on what you can pay. Hire good people and take care of your customers. And I feel like to all that, um, if you take care of your customer, then that's the key. I mean, in other words, you can hire the best people in the world, but if you're not treating your customers fairly or any smoke and mirrors, taking care of problems, then that word moves fast. But um, and to keep, I mean, keep your faith in your business. I mean,
Mm.
pray every day
Mm.
that that will happen. You have the ability to make it happen, and you make good choices.
Mm.
I mean, there's a lot of luck involved with us, but I don't think it was luck that we're in Noonan other than Roanoke, Alabama.
Yeah.
I don't think
Providence.
it's luck that we moved in because we didn't know. Westport Walk next to a wallpaper and paint store and across the way from Tuesday mornings. And I don't know if Tuesday mornings is a thing now, but used to they'd have cars lined up out there. And I thought they were just open on Tuesday mornings, but yeah, just just do the right thing and take chances.
I
Um,
appreciate you taking chances.
yeah, yeah,
7 years ago, you took a chance on me.
it's all about the leads.
It's about the lead.
it's all about the lead.
But
Dude,
yeah,
what do you tell people when I send them your way and they
tell them
call?
exactly what I told you. I mean, I said it's all well and good, but um, it's all about the business you add on. Um, and it is, but you do it in the way that it needs to be done. I mean, I don't know of another way you could get more leads other than get your name out there and your reputation, and y'all have to help us do that. Um, and we, I'm still a little bit bent up about that half a page in the paper every week that you don't want to do. I'm joking. But
I asked Parrish what if there are any questions I should ask, and he said, "Well, definitely ask them about their most favorite marketing director, who is the absolute best." That's what he told me to
Yeah.
talk about.
no, you guys do a good job, and
Yeah.
I don't understand all that stuff, but bottom line is bottom line. You know, we and I have a little pushback sometimes when people are like, "Oh my gosh, y'all are paying this," or my dad, he'll say, "Y'all are you're paying $2,000 for that ad," and I'm like, "Dad, if one person, one customer buys from us because they saw that, it's going to way compensate more than $2,000." So, I mean, if you look at it like that, it's easy to spend money to make money, and I think that's kind of the marriage we have between you guys and us. It's quality advertisement. Um, it's pointed to the right um, group of people and it's worked. So, proof's in the pudding.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd add to that?
And I do see every lead.
Yeah. You look at
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh
He
yeah, they
sends
come to
them
me
out.
and Cole, and we send them out.
That's awesome.
And Cody, we send them out to them.
Mhm.
But we ask them to respond. Hey, this is going nowhere, or what?
We tell them how we follow up on it.
Yeah, and I like that
Hmm.
because that's good for you
Yeah,
because I
100%.
see it.
Yeah.
Nobody would know. I mean, I wouldn't know how many leads we were getting,
Hmm.
and most of them are good leads.
Hmm.
It's not like the insurance business my son's in, though. Don't put that on there. Where they kind of trick you. And I didn't want you to call me. Our customers call, and they usually set up in-home consultations or
That's awesome.
measurements.
Yeah.
On up
Yeah. People who
more so
search
than I think.
flooring near me, they usually
I think too, y'all do again, y'all are we're not we know our limits and we're not equipped to be marketers. And it's also a whole facet that we don't have time for. I hate to say it, but also when I was thinking of marketing and before you guys, I was thinking just social media and nobody, and then I remember that we're flooring and that it's not as interesting as you might think it is, or
Yeah.
it takes some work, and what y'all do behind the scenes, even without social media, I think is why I like using y'all more when I see the quarterly meetings that we have and understand the grasp of what y'all reach that without you guys we never would even think about.
Mm.
And I think that's all it took for me to agree with the dotted line.
I do think thank you cards are still big.
I agree.
Really want you to write
Handwritten.
them thank you cards. Yeah,
I write them. I get the job cost sheets on every job we sell
I'll start sending you mine.
every day, every month, which tells you everything about the job, what they made, what we made. And if somebody has a big order or I see a name that I've seen over the years, I'll usually write them a thank you card.
That's awesome.
But in callbacks, I told you, I think I mentioned to you early on about the 5-year.
Oh yeah, that's
Callback.
right.
That don't happen, but I do think
It did not.
I do think that can
That
grow your
don't
business.
happen.
I really do.
The anniversary.
Yeah, 5-year anniversary. Hey, you need
Yeah.
anything? It's Chris, and they'll say, "Is Brent still working up there with And
Yeah.
they talk to us more than we talk to them, or either they say, "No, I don't need anything." You say, "Okay, thank you, bye."
Yeah. Well, that's why we email them all the time. Just to keep them remembering you.
Yeah.
Know
And
that,
that
that you exist. See you on social. It's funny. It's I'd say generally speaking, brand loyalty isn't what it used to be.
No, you're
People
correct about that.
will pay someone to do something and they'll
Try someone
had a
else
great
the next
experience
week.
and they'll just Google it again. So you got to
Yeah.
remind people that you exist.
Yeah.
That y'all have an amazing reputation in the community.
Yeah,
You really
try.
do. It's an honor to have worked with y'all for,
Hmm.
I think it's 7 years now.
Really.
I think
Been a
it's-
minute. It's been
it's
since I
7 years,
started.
yeah.
It's yeah, but it's always been good, and y'all have grown like crazy,
Yeah.
which is a sign of good sign.
That's right.